Hey, this is Blake from the Gig Harbor Fly Shop, and today we are tying up the Comparadun, and this is from the Hareline fly tying material kit and the book that comes with it. There's 20 different fly patterns in here, and we're into the dry flies now, and so this is on page 42. We're on the red pages now, so these are a little more difficult for beginners starting off, and so we definitely recommend starting with some of the green and yellow streamers and nymphs just to kind of get into tying and get some of those basic skills down. But if you have the kit or you have those materials that are linked in the description below, we can get started. I'm going to start with my 8/0 thread here, and I have iron gray, but in the kit it's Vivus 8/0 in black, and both are fine. I like the gray for tying these mayflies. Okay, we're going to take the Comparadun hair. It's really small stuff compared to like the elk hair that you tie for like an elk hair caddis, etc. And we need to stack this, and hair stackers come in different sizes. This is a old hair stacker I have, and this hair stacker is too big. The hair doesn't even stand up in the bottom of it. So here's a small hair stacker from Loon. I'm going to take a section of hair. If there's any fluff, there's not much on the Comparadun hair compared to like the elk hair, but I strip off the fluff at the base of the fibers. These go in the hair stacker tip first. A little window there so you can see the hair stacking. Okay, here's my, if there's a couple that are longer, you can just pick those out. Now, we don't want to work too close to the eye because as we wrap this forward, it'll end up crowding it. So I'm gonna work slightly back here. Okay, now I'm going to take these rats and I'm going to cut them at an angle. That way when I wrap the thread over it, it'll create more of a taper than. Just hold those tips really tight and get some, you want to get some tight thread wraps over that hair. Work the thread towards the back until it's about where the hook barb is. Now we're going to take the sparkle emerger yarn. We're just going to take a section of it. Tie this in. Good news about these synthetic fibers is that they you can cut them if it's too long. You can come back and trim it up a little bit. You know, a lot of times with natural fibers, they have like a taper towards the tip, and you just can't. You know, if you tie in this wing too long, you can't come back and cut it because it's gonna ruin the look of those fibers. So now we're gonna work with the microfine dubbing in Beta Gray. When I pick this stuff out, I just grab like the smallest amount of fibers possible. If you put the dubbing on the thread and you just do the absolute minimum, what you can do is you can go back, you can grab a little bit more and then put it, dub it over that first initial tiny amount you put on there, and it thickens it up. I think I have too much here. It's gonna, there we go. Okay, so now maybe I could use a little bit more. Now I'm going to do a couple figure-8 wraps around that hair, but I want to make sure that my dubbing is not too thick so that it keeps that body really tight. Okay, so you can kind of just use your thumb to kind of push that hair back and flare it a little bit. And then I'll make a wrap in the front, wrap behind. Couple wraps in the front. And then just pushing on it with your thumb will get that hair to flare. I'm going to come back and just trim back my little shuck there. There we go. Hey, thanks for joining us today. I hope that this was super helpful for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below. We love to answer those and help you out with the journey of tying flies. If you need materials, there's links in the description below for the kit, as well as all those different materials that we've shared in the video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the bell so you get notified of updates that we have coming out. And thanks for joining us today. Thanks.